aunt's house always had a particular scent. It wasn't foul, nor was it distracting. Rather, it was immersive. It surrounded those who opened up to it, and rarely allowed you to escape. As soon as I approached the front gate, I could smell it. It got stronger towards the heart of the house, yet it never seemed to fade until I left the driveway. For some time, I couldn't decipher what the smell was, or where it was coming from. I merely assigned it to the house as a whole. I would push through their fence door, which was plastered in an egg-white paint that had seen too many seasons. I went through to the side of the house, and I reached for the doorknob. No need for a relative to knock. It's locked. Everyone is home, yet the door is locked. Auntie Lynn is a tad overprotective, but we won't falter for that. She's nearby anyhow, cooking in the kitchen with the dog begging by her feet. I went to knock, but my cover was already blown. The dog smelled my presence at the door.
Andrew, honey, how are you?
Always so sincere. Maybe that's why I look up to her so much. I'd always try to return the favor of sincerity, yet I often found more success making her laugh.
I'm great, Auntie Lynn. I'm just beat from a hard day's work. But never mind me. What magical aroma emanates from your oven today? That smells great.
You're too cute. We're having chicken pot pie tonight. I made one for you, too. The boys are in their room. You go on in now, okay?
As I drooled over the pies, I noticed she had been reading something as she cooked. The book lay open face down on the counter, but I don't think it was a novel. She must have had a million books lying around. But in this case, it was an anthology of religious stories, or something along those lines. And then I remember thinking, does she actually read that?
What are you reading?
As curious as kids are, she must have known I was going to ask. She told me about a message concerning sacrifice. I'm just summarizing, but basically the idea is this. How many people's lives would it take to be worth sacrificing your own flesh and blood? If you could save an entire population, would you consider it? After telling the story, she asked me.
So, what would you do?
Shit. What would I do? I still don't really know what my answer would be, even to this day. But it was that question that got me thinking. I must have been noticeably conflicted, because she took it off the counter and handed it right to me.
Do you want to read it?
I thought about it, and yeah, I really wanted to read it. It wasn't a school assignment or a Harry Potter book, but a legitimate and mature piece of literature. I found my curiosity too great to ignore. It didn't take long to read, but even after I finished, I couldn't put it down. I was hooked, so much so I didn't know what to do with myself. I was ecstatic, so I tried to digest the book through another sense. Bringing the open pages to my face, I shoved my nose deep into the crease and gave it a hard sniff. The smell of a freshly printed book is unforgettable. My aunt knew that well. Stack enough books around the house, and soon enough, you'll understand this sublime aroma as I do. All-encompassing, elegant, and rich. It was gentle on the nose, but the smell of a book is equally enticing as the words within.